Arsenal 5, Chelsea 0, and I'm smiling because I'm embarrassed. When I'm embarrassed and I feel uncomfortable, I smile because I try to laugh stuff off. And the reality is, I can sit here and tell you I'm broken, but they've defeated me a long time ago. This was something I expected. This was something I prepared myself for. This was something that I knew Pochettino had in store for us. Pochettino needs to be sacked, whether it's today or whether it's tomorrow or whether it's in the summer. It has to happen before the start of the season. A lot of you are telling me, stop trying to get Amorim to the club. I want to back Mauricio Pochettino. I ask you why. Why? What has Pochettino done? There's been improvements since the 19th game of the season. I keep hearing. We're on a top 4 pace. Top 4 is not Chelsea standard. And more importantly, the key thing, he's lowered standards so much that you're accepting of draws against Burnley, of Sheffield, Brentford. Is this the new standard? And we're not going to accept this. Today is a historical day for my channel. We are going to do something I never thought I was going to do. For those of you that are new, you know, you don't know, but I have a segment called The Good, The Bad, and The Downright Ugly. I take the good from the game, the bad from the game, and the ugly, and we break it down and we talk about it in nice detail. So what I ask from all of you is that I've come here for my pain, and for those of you that understand that I need to kind of support Alex tonight. Hit the like button, subscribe, because you're going to get real, genuine content from me. You're not going to get lies, you're not going to get fabrications, and you're not going to get me sugarcoating anything. Today is going to be pure ugly. This has been a downright ugly day. Anyone that tries to find positives from this is either a sicko or a criminal. I'm neither one of those things. I am a good bystanding citizen. And I am going to give you a good citizen's performance of what happened today's game. And we're going to talk about it. Let's get into it. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be an ugly one. And let's get into it. The first downright ugly thing, and it happened in the first minute. The minute Badiashile brought Havertz down and I thought it was a penalty, I said, this manager is gone. Because I knew what was coming. A lot of people are going to criticize Badiashile. A lot of people are going to criticize Enzo. A lot of people are going to criticize Gallagher, Caicedo, Mudryk, Noni, and a lot of these players deserve criticism for their individual performances. However, all these performances are an aggregation, are cumulatively made by one thing and one thing only. And I'm going to explain to you the lack of identity, the lack of structure, the lack of instruction. And people don't want to accept that. And people will say, no, it's not, Alex. These players are just bad. We will need to replace them. It's not true. Stop convincing yourself that this is it. The players look bad because they are put in position to be bad. Now we're going to talk about it. Why is Badiashile look bad? Badiashile is a young player, right? And this happened to Antonio Rudiger under Frank Lampard. Badiashile receives the ball. We've got possession of the ball. Arsenal are set up. He doesn't know where to pass. The ball's moving around. Arsenal trigger a press. There is no options on the ball. A lot of you are going to say Badiashile is bad. He should try to dribble past it. He can't. There are no options on the ball to pass. He can't dribble anywhere because the press is coming from all different directions. And this is a coaching setup. I'm sorry. You can try to tell me it's not. It is. It's a coaching issue. The second thing we need to talk about. The players were overwhelmed. The players did not expect Arsenal to break on us. They didn't expect Arsenal to hit us with a massive combo of punches in the beginning. Why? It's the manager's responsibility to ensure that these players are ready. These players are accountable. These players are prepared for a game of this magnitude. He didn't. Emotionally, they're clearly drained still from the Manchester City game. Why? Because Mauricio Pochettino is the manager and he's in charge. You are the accountable party, my friend. And people are going to say, you're only blaming the manager. No, I'm not only blaming the manager. I'm calling out issues. Another thing. Why is it Cucurella and Mudryk are left exposed? So let me talk to you about this. In the first half, I thought Cucurella had a good game. And people are going to laugh at me. They're going to say he was getting cooked. He was doing the best out of a horrible situation that the man was in. And people are going to say, how? He's got one-on-one with Saka, Ben White, that is doing what he done all year. I do not get paid to watch Arsenal and scout them. But I know Arsenal love that lovely, you get the little triangle going, comes to Odegaard. Odegaard literally plays it over the top into Saka. Saka plays a 1-2, and then all of a sudden Ben White's in. And for a cutback. Why is Mudryk not tracking him? Why is Mudryk not tracking this individual? It's the manager's responsibility. Gaffer, if he's not doing it, take him off. Make an example of him. He should have been coached. He should know how to keep shape. He should know we should be more compact. This is unacceptable. This is on the manager. Then we need to start talking about the biggest turning point. The minute you start saying Enzo isn't good enough, Gallagher isn't good enough, Caicedo isn't good enough, Badiashile isn't good enough, Noni Madueke isn't good enough, Thiago Silva isn't good enough, and you start rotating the players and it's been 6 months, it's not the players anymore. That's the secret. It's the manager. They've stopped playing for the manager. And people are going to say, Alex, what are you talking about? We've literally saw him 4 days ago play brilliantly against Manchester City and were unlucky because they didn't take their chances. Guys, that's a pride of playing in a semi-final. That's the pride of tucking in and playing for the manager and for the badge for one last time. That's all they had to play for. And this is it. These players can get up for a one-off occasion. They can't get up for a consistent slog of 38 games. Why? Because they're not coached, they're not prepared, they're not well drilled, and this is a Pochettino issue. You can tell me it's not. You are lying to yourself. He needs to go. He needs to be sacked, and I am very calm today. Like, honestly, I've never been so calm, like, after a humiliating defeat of this magnitude, because it's an acceptance of what's come. And what is even more humiliating is another goal that they scored, the Ben White one. Short corners. You know Arsenal are absolute monsters on set pieces. Yet you're not alert. You're not picking anyone up. You're not defending. You are absolutely humiliated yourselves. The goal that Ben White scored was absolutely pathetic. It's a 1-2. Caicedo is the only one that runs out. Declan Rice gets it, takes a shot, deflects. Benjamin White's by himself. Absolutely taps it in. Humiliating stuff. And then where do we go? He brings on Thiago Silva. How disrespectful is that, by the way, to Thiago Silva? Thiago Silva having to come on at age 39 to play for Chelsea in a defeat of this magnitude. This is a day this man should be having off. This is a day that you say, you know what? It is what it is. You lot got yourselves into this mess. We got it. You man stay on the pitch. Nope, he doesn't do that. He humiliates us even more. And this is absolutely pathetic. Like, when you actually think about it, it's actually pathetic. And why is it pathetic? Because Thiago Silva doesn't deserve to be on the pitch when it's not the mess that he caused at his age. You bring on Raheem Sterling now. How are you bringing on Raheem Sterling at this moment in time onto the game? It is absolutely disgusting what has happened, man. Like, there is no passion, there's no pride in these players, there's no fight. And a big reason is because the manager is not giving him fight. He's not giving him a reason to be fighting. And then, you know what? We're going to talk about it. Petrovic had a lot of saves to make. But you know why he had a lot of saves to make? Because we left him exposed. And a lot of people are going to say, how is it that he conceded it through his legs? He shouldn't have done that. That's what opened the floodgates. Really? How many did he save? It was 5. It could have been 12. It could have been bloody 12. It could have been worse than 12. It could have been 15 today. That's how humiliating it was. People are obviously going to talk about the missed chances, right, in the first half. Because in the second half, it was horrible. Enzo had one. Disasi should have scored 3 yards out. Gallagher should have gambled. Nicholas Jackson, oh my God. Nicholas Jackson, you make it very difficult to defend you. And what I saw from Nicholas Jackson, he got scared to put his head where the boot of Gabriel was going to be, and he covered it with his hand. And for me, that is humiliating. That is embarrassing. And what that just made me realize is, you're not that guy. You're never going to be that guy. And you're never going to be appreciated by this fan base, because we will forever remember this. Morata at Chelsea would have put his head there. Alvaro Morata would have done it. And you know, a lot of this Chelsea fan base calls him a softie. They say he's not got the balls, excuse my language, to put his head where he's about to get kicked. A lot of people called him a fairy. A lot of people called him really soft. Yet, Morata would have done it. And I've seen Morata do it. Forget Drogba, forget Costa. Alvaro Morata at Chelsea. And for me, I'm just like, Nico, I see good positives from you. But I also see the negatives. And I'm not blind. Nico Jackson is not Chelsea caliber. for top 4 level. If we want to be top 4, I'm sorry. Like, I am genuinely sorry. You will never make it at this rate. Noni Madueke tries to do things here and there. It's just not of the level, man. I said it the other day. Is he better than Elise and Eze? No, he's not. Why is he at Chelsea? Don't get me started on Mikhailo Mudryk, because what does Mudryk do? What does Mudryk do? Like, he's a spectator. He's a bystander. I'm genuinely serious when I say that. Like, he genuinely is a bystander on the pitch. He's one of us. He's literally one of us on the pitch. He looks at it and goes, oh, yo, what do I do now? What do I do now? What do I do now? And he's a headless chicken. Someone tweeted me, he's like a lost kid in Asda. So those of you, Asda's a supermarket, right? So you know, like when you're younger and you go with your parents to a supermarket and it's a big supermarket and you're like a little bit overwhelmed with what's going on. And then 1 second you go to check the magazines, right? And you're looking at the magazines and you turn around, your mom's gone. And you're like, oh my God, where's my mom? And you're running around the supermarket trying to find her. But little do you know, she's at the groceries area and you're going to the dry foods. And all of a sudden, you're just muddled and you're lost. And this is absolutely like a perfect analogy to describe Mikhailo Mudryk. He is a lost soul, brother. He doesn't know what he's doing. The Undertaker took his soul. I'm dead serious. This is a football player that I do not respect anymore. It is absolutely like preposterous. And I'm going to end the video, I think, here because I've got to the point where I'm ranting. Oh, one final point. A lot of you are going to say, oh, Gallagher played better than Enzo. Enzo had a bad game. Gallagher had a bad game. I feel sorry for Enzo, Gallagher, and Caicedo. Because Enzo, Gallagher, and Caicedo's career is taking a damage from being isolated and being asked to do roles that they can't do. And for me, at this moment in time, I'm not going to lie to you. I really dislike Pochettino. Like, I want Pochettino sacked. And I've got to the point now, yeah, and a lot of you are going to come at me. I hope we lose against Aston Villa, and I hope it's another embarrassing defeat. And then if needed, let's lose against Tottenham, and then it's another embarrassing defeat, because we need to rip the Band-Aid. We need to rip this Band-Aid. They need to sack him. There needs to be a fresh start. Too much damage has happened. Too many scars. I don't want to go into another season with a manager I know isn't of the level. I know isn't believing, like filling me with belief that we are going to be successful. He is absolutely not Chelsea caliber. He is not a manager that I believe in. And if I can't believe in a manager, I won't give him time. And I'm sorry. And this was clear after the Manchester United when we lost at Old Trafford. After Liverpool, when we lost at Anfield. And yet, it has come to Arsenal 5-0, and I don't know if they're even going to act. It is what it is. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Bruh, I'm broken. I can't lie to you, man. Peace out, I'm out. Bye, Bratuki.